Episode of the Men at Work podcast. Look, we're missing Kyle Pagan today. He is off on his mini honeymoon. The guy just refuses to work. You have a guy like me, a total workhorse, a guy that keeps it real, a guy that keeps it a bean. But Kyle is enjoying his mini honeymoon with his brand new wife. So give him some love in the comments. Let him know that you miss him. But in his stead, we have a phenomenal new guest, host, that we will get to in just a minute. Because we want to tell you guys, look, we need you guys to subscribe to the pod. We love you guys more than anything. We want to bump the numbers up. The more subscribers and followers and interactions we get, the more cool stuff we can do. We have some conventions coming up we want to get into. We have a lot of exciting shit to do, but we would appreciate if you guys can give us a like, a subscribe, send us a DM and just tell me that I'm getting chubby or whatever you got to do. And then also on the Patreon, every Wednesday on our Patreon, Men at Work, patreon.com. We are doing a thing called Office Hours every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We're doing a live stream where it's just Kyle and I shooting the crud, going back and forth. You can join the live chat, put in your submissions about work issues you have, who's the fattest lady in your office, who's your work wife, all that kind of stuff. Or just come talk to us about anything going on. We'll be on there for an hour every Wednesday. So come hang out. The Patreon, it's $1 to subscribe for the first 50 people. Get in there. I got to feed my kids. They're starving. They're starting to look ugly. Help us out. But in the meantime, and in between time, boy, O.G. Willikers, do we have a blast from the past. My guest host today, one of my very, very good friends, Mr. John Montague. Hello, Johnny boy. How are you, brother?
It's a damn pleasure to be here. Amongst the most pigeons I've ever podcasted around. I'm keeping my eye out on these flyovers that are happening.
Yeah, it's not going to get... Well, there's no more flyovers, dude. The government is fully shut down,
well,
so don't worry about that.
What I was going to say is the government shutdown has forced us to have pigeon flyovers now, and I'm scared. I'm going to get duked on.
A pigeon flyover would be where I'm at right now. I'm almost like out of the job right now. The government shutdown is hitting me right in the gonads, dude. I'm having legitimate conversations with my girlfriend of like, well, you know, if I run out of money, we're done with Fairlife milk. We're going right back to 2% store brand. So I hope you're ready for that change.
It's funny that it goes like milk change. We got to get rid of some streaming services. I got to sell feet pics. It's
yeah.
like the quick. Well,
that's why I have no issue with, dude. Sell her some fucking feet pics.
Seat pics.
Seat pics. Seat pics. This ad is brought to you by Seat Pics. Dude, sell feet pics. Like if your girlfriend is not even thinking about selling feet pics or selling something exciting, get her on there. Be the entrepreneurial spirit that she needs.
At this point, too, I mean, there's enough content out there. You can probably just copy and paste feet pics.
It's actually a good
at least make a buck or two.
You could AI feet pics. That might be the new wave.
But it's got 11 toes.
There's going to be like that might be the new wave of like people trying to sell like OnlyFans type content, and it's going to be all AI. So like in order for people to like totally buy it, you're going to have to email like a portion of your sock to be like, this is my sweat. You could test this. It traces back to me if you don't buy it.
That's the only way they can get DNA in the future is via sock. That's why the Japanese are so much further ahead of us technology-wise. They've already moved on to selling underwear and vending machines.
Is that real?
Apparently it is. I mean, I've heard like a bunch of people say that, but then I asked people that went to Japan, they're like, I didn't see it. And you're like, oh yeah, you probably weren't in the bad sections of Japan.
Well, it's also like impossible to ask for if you are an American in Japan to be like, where is like the
with your Google Translator? Hey, one second, I got a question. Vending machine.
A vending machine sama.
I want to know too because they always have that statistic that comes out every year about how many vending machine related deaths there are. Did you ever see that?
No.
Like it was something like there's more people that die from a vending machine being tipped over on them than like blah, blah, blah. And people would fill in the blank after that. Like,
yeah.
More people die from that than like guns every year or something. That's not a fact at all, so don't look it up. But I would love to see how many people die because of panty vending machines.
Well, you got to be careful. There's a lot of vending machines in school, so they might start changing like the new cause of death might be like kids were having Kit Kats at the wazoo.
He had a tipping. But yeah, it's like stuff getting stuck in a vending machine and people trying to shake them.
Yeah.
Kills like apparently like an astronomical number of people every year.
Dude, the vending machine phenomena, like I have noticed how fat they make you feel as a person.
I feel like they're making a comeback. They went away for a little while. I think like during Obama, vending machines had a halt because they were getting people were getting healthy again.
People were getting healthy again, and they tried to put healthy snacks in there, and I think it's fell by the wayside. There was like the new vending machines that have like the robotic arm that like grabs the stuff for you. And it's like
as soon as I saw that, I was like, they're coming for our jobs. Like that was. There's no need to have a conveyor belt in a vending machine. Like I'm aware that if I'm getting a soda, it's going to be a little bit shook up because it just fell from 4.5 feet up.
Well, that's what it is.
It's kind of part of the excitement.
That's kind of what it is. Is like that's why the vending machines make you feel like a fat little idiot because they literally drop your snack on the floor and they're like, pick it up, Tubbs.
It.
And you're like,
Are we going to make the door easy for you? Of course not.
This is the only door that exists like this anywhere on the planet.
Well, the vending machine industry, I'm pretty sure, is run by uncles, because every uncle and cousin I've had that had a side hustle at some point involved vending machines. I've had 3 or 4 uncles that were like, yeah, I got like 11 in. I had an uncle that owned laundromats.
Yeah.
And then another uncle that had, or a cousin that had his vending machines in there. It's a whole ring. There's a whole racket. And
it's a monopoly, dude. They got to antitrust that.
Every year at Christmas, they'd be explaining to me about how wealthy and how like lucrative it is. And they're like, I'm flush with nickels and dimes. Like, you should just, I mean, for the sack of pennies alone, it's probably worth it.
Some people are like, my grandfather was an oilman. Your grandfather's like, I was a Twixman. I was a bit of a Hersheyman myself. Dude, it's kind of funny that, like, I do think that most of those businesses are run by uncles, and the main consumer are unks.
Oh, yeah.
There's uncles that are selling it, and there's unks coming up there.
Being an uncle myself, and you can weigh in too, are you a big vending machine eater? Like, are you grubbing out of a machine?
I used to, and then I
frequently?
started for real getting embarrassed. Because if I pay, here's the thing that kills me, dude. I'll pay for it, and it does that thing where it like half swirls out and doesn't come all the way out. And normally, if you had self-respect, you'd be like, what the hell? This is crap.
That's a sign I should not eat those Funyuns.
And I go, no, this is the double XL Twix bar. I have to get my gribby paws on this. So then I pay again, unabashed, no complaint. Wait for it to fall out. I ate half because I'm watching my fig, and then I walk back to my desk.
How quickly do you go back to the other half?
Oh, I throw it in the trash.
Really?
So
you
there's
have
no
that
temptation.
much self-control?
I throw it in the trash and I go, ugh.
Yeah. When you are able to do that, is a great feeling. When you stop yourself halfway through a pint of ice cream,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't want to have to start my morning tomorrow morning the way I know it's gonna. If I finish this, you feel so proud of yourself.
I feel like the way I treat food is like I treat it like I'm a stripper who just got her first nursing job, and I'm throwing away the nipple tassels. I'm disgusted by my past, which was the first part of the thing that I ate, and the second half I throw it in the garbage, and that's me becoming a nurse, being like, I'm not her anymore.
But you still keep the tassels at the top of the garbage, so you're like, if I have to go back to it,
I need a reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like going back to my father's gravestone to be like, he wanted a better life for me. So it's kind of, those are the tassels.
You keep the pole in your bedroom, and just as a reminder, you hang your nursing outfits on it now.
No, dude, I hang like a kickboxing bag from there, and I just beat it down to destroy my past.
That's got to be celebrated more. The number of strippers that actually were doing it to get through medical school.
Yeah.
There's got to be like at least a couple thousand across the country. Those women should be celebrated every year.
They 100%.
They did it. They put up with the worst to then go have to change diapers.
Dude, they're
Probably of the guys that they had to
yeah,
dance
I'm
for.
saying, yeah.
It
Like,
comes full circle. Like,
where do I know you're from? You don't.
cinnamon. Yeah, Pop keeps yelling cinnamon every time this nurse comes in. I mean, that occurrence has to happen. We need a nurse on today. I've seen some scrubs walking by.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta ask a nurse. One, how did you fund your nursing school?
Were you a whore? What did you used to do? What was stuff like this before you started having this job? Yeah, that is kind of an inquisitive position to be in. But more inquisitive, dude. Johnny opener last night. John Crist, huh?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Got to work with the boy for the 3rd time now. The clean-cut bad boy himself, the king of Christian comedy right now, I think. It was fun. I got to drive 2 hours out to York to do a show for just my people. Living in Central PA for 3 years. Just an old, like, this was their big night out for the month. Like, and it was a Thursday night.
And a theater, too.
Yeah. It was fun. It was, I mean, it didn't settle in until, like, I walked out and was like, oh, more people than the basement of a brewery in deep South Jersey. You're like, oh, right, all right.
It's a show we used to run together, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Still run. Actually, come out to Upcycle next week in Collingswood if you're not busy, whenever this comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all. I mean, it was awesome, and it didn't like hit that it was like theater show till I got like first joke landed.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit, all right, I got to adjust. I got to space out jokes a little bit more now.
How long were you doing?
I did 8. I think I ended up doing like 10.
Nice.
Because your boy was cooking.
Let's go, dude.
Open with some sheets and rudders material, which is just in the back pocket. Crushes, but you have to be past Lancaster and not past Harrisburg for that material to work.
Guys, if you're listening to this, if you're doing stand-up comedy for John Crist, make sure you're not quite past Harrisburg, but you're right around the Lancaster area.
But reference sheets and rudders. Any gas station you can. That is fun, and I know you're a big proponent of this. Just opening with, let me rip on like the local thing.
Yeah, I'm a hack.
So it's always fun when you do that research. You're like, all right, local indigestion. Like what causes everyone to have gout?
What's the heart failure rate around this
Yeah.
fucking bitch? Let me see what's going on here, dude.
A lot of livestock in the area. All right.
Yeah, and there's also animals too. Hello, folks. Fat people joke. We're cooking. We're back. Nobody's ever gonna die.
Ever. Death by gun.
So is it like so John Crist? For you guys who don't know, John Crist, very popular, very famous comedian, very funny, but a totally clean guy. So like you're a comedian that's like you're not a clean comic. So you got to get up there and you got to really tighten the screws.
Well, luckily for me, it's not. I mean, you know my material pretty much in and out from us working 8 million shows together over the last couple of years. But like, luckily my material was never written too off the deep end of like, this is crazy vulgar or this is crazy like disgusting.
Yeah.
So I could pull the reins back on a lot of jokes. There's just like 2 or 3 jokes I can never do. And that's most of the discussion. Like, as soon as he goes on stage, me and the host and the feature are instantly like, what joke did you want to do tonight? Like, what would have killed in here that you couldn't do? And the one guy was like, I have one that like literally would empty the room out, but like I just can't use it here. And he's
What's it
like,
about?
He didn't even get into it, like the details on it. I think we discussed it, but it was like, I mean, luckily like it's it's weird to say, but like he's the more bad boy side of like Christian comedy fans. So like it's the people that toe the line between like he's basically like Nate Bargatze's fans are his fan. I mean, they're in that same like little bubble. So like the jokes you can do with him, you can push the limit a little bit more. Like I can still do stuff about not drinking. I can do stuff about like being like THC friendly. I have to like word it like that though. Yeah. So it's just rewording jokes.
THC friendly, dude.
But it's like
that's brutal.
That'll get like a huge laugh in middle of nowhere, PA, because they'll just be like, "What is those nutters again?" Like.
Meanwhile, you're high as hell on stage. I'm very THC friendly.
It's a 2-hour drive. There's a lot of air changes, elevation.
Yeah, the air is changing, and you are getting elevated. That's exactly right.
Brother.
Come on, folks.
Through the clouds. You guys still have that sponsorship?
No, dude, we lost them quite a while ago.
But no. It was incredible. And then to have to just get right back and drive 2 hours home again, it's like all the stuff that nobody sees.
Yes.
But I love that.
I
genuinely love. Well, if it's a good show.
If it's a bad show, it's tough.
2-hour drive home is long though after doing good. Yeah. But doing it after doing bad, you're just like, there's so many bridges I could just veer off of right now.
There's the feeling of like I have a show tonight, and if it goes well, I'm gonna get a DUI.
That's a great gauge. Like with comedians, you're like, yo, did you hear so and so got his 3rd DUI? You're like, he must be crushing lately.
If you hear about a comedian getting a DUI on the drive home, it's like, guy must have fucking murdered that night. I know he did.
Or you're excited.
He did.
You're like, oh, I can't wait to see his material before he has to go to weekend jail. It's gonna be so good to see him work it out.
Dude, negotiating that you have to get out of weekend jail by 8 o'clock because you have shows is the sickest move of all time.
I got a show in a shutdown Fuddruckers. I got to be out of here by 7:30.
Can my wife drive me to York, Pennsylvania after this? Is there any shot I could get out early tonight?
Early dismissal from weekend
Your
jail.
mom's.
So good.
You got to wait out front like you're at school with like holding a lunch pail,
swinging your arm,
and like one of the jail workers comes out and like, is your wife on her way? Yeah, she said she'll be here soon.
It's just like when I pick up my kid at school, too, and I'm like, what did we learn today? It's like, snitches get stitches.
You fucking jab at her.
I don't want to talk about it. Was somebody mean to you in the yard?
Dude,
you tell me.
See, that's a big thing through fatherhood that, like, I don't know how you deal with. Like, you and, like, Brendan having kids. If somebody was ever mean to my kid, I would pause the conversation, like if I'm a part of it.
Yeah.
Like we're just hanging out, like it's me talking to another dad, and like my daughter's talking to that guy's daughter, and the 2 daughters, the one daughter says to mine, like, oh, you have disgusting like skin complexion and red hair. That's gross.
Dude,
I'd stop the conversation.
Yeah.
I'd take 8 paces backwards. I go 1 second. I take 8 paces backwards.
You're going dueling rules.
And he's saying where
you
he's
and
at.
I, sir, back to back.
This has got nothing to do with the dad. It's me and this bitch that was talking to my daughter. I take 8 paces back. I kind of kick my feet like a bull, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. She's wearing a red T-shirt, so I'm looking at like the red kind of thing.
Okay.
And I think I run full force with my shoulder dip.
Through her.
Just scataboo right inside of her fucking solar plexus, dude.
You scatter through her? Like you're just running right. Oh.
No, that's my baby girl. I'm protecting my scataboo.
No, it is tough. I accidentally set my daughter up today to get made fun of, and I still feel bad about it. I went in. They have like every couple of months they'll do like parents can come in and see how like the morning kicks off for the class.
Yeah.
To get the witnesses, so it's pretty cool. So like they're up there and they're like, all right, now let's do the letter of the day, and it's S. So like, what words start with S? So all the kids are throwing words out, and I was like, I got a good chance for her to get a laugh right here, and I was like, yo, say stinky.
Nice.
And she like looks at me, she's like, I got this.
You're so good.
It gets our teachers like, all right,
John Crist is lucky to have you.
Father, thank you for leaving me last night and returning with such comedic gold. So I said it. I'm like, and she like found her moment. The teacher's like, we got one left. And she's like, stinky, crushes,
Bang.
levels the room.
Bang.
But then one kid starts going, Nora. And Nora said stinky, but it came out, Nora's stinky. And I was like, I'm sorry, what'd you say? He's like, and then another kid joined a chant. I feel bad I said her name. And another kid joined a chant, and I was just like, no! Stinky's a bad word now.
My daughter smelled good.
But that was like the first moment I've had where like I was like, oh, I'm gonna, and I talk about it in my material now. I was like, I'm gonna get choked out by a 14-year-old boy on my front lawn someday, and it's gonna be like I gotta learn some kind of self-defense.
That's what I'm saying. You got to bank up these W's while they're young, because the time they hit like 14, 15, these kids are gonna be, it's horse tranquilizers in the food.
I'm just hoping that like roast jokes work on them. Like, what are those shoes? Those shoes, you fucking loser.
You're going to be 10 years from now trying to hit your mama jokes. Be like, your mama's so fat. And they're like, my mom actually became my dad. My mom's trans, you idiot. It's 2045, dude.
Which mom, loser? One is fat.
Your mom entered a domestic partnership so fast that nobody respected her decision.
Listen, my parents' polycule triad is none of your business, all right?
Your dad voted so right. Your dad is so right-leaning. That's going to be the new fucking way they talk shit now.
Well, here's the fun thing is when they look back and then my daughter's just like, you didn't vote? And I'm like, I forgot.
I forgot about the
I'm so
voting.
busy.
Voting.
You know, I like sleeping.
You used to vote, because I would vote for Nick Teen Choice Awards, but I've never voted for the
You
president.
did it on your phone.
Yeah, well, not back then.
You had to call it in. That was how you vote on the Teen
See,
Choice
that's
Awards.
I'm right after there. I can go on my dial-up and just hit like a Nick Cannon will never die.
Mom, I'm going to need you to get off the internet real quick. I got to get somebody slimed.
Mom, I know you're familiar with the work of Jesse McCartney, and he needs my vote. So either you get this dial-up started, or we're going to have a fucking problem.
I need to get a kid that's basically being trafficked by Nickelodeon, covered in slime in front of people, okay?
To be fair, with everything Drake Bell went through, vote for the fucking guy, man. Holy
They're
Lord.
going to bring back the Teen Choice Awards, but that's how they decide the fate of Dan Snyder.
He's
His
in
court
like,
case is decided by call-in vote.
he's in like a French Revolution in front of like 7,000 13-year-olds with like a guillotine hanging over his head.
And they're all doing this.
And then while the guillotine...
Slime.
the guillotine it comes down with slime.
Or it's the ultimate fake out. Like the guillotine drops, but he just gets slimed, and it's like, we taught you a lesson.
Yeah, so
And
now
he's
you
like-
know better.
And he's like, I won't kiss feet anymore.
I'll never kiss. He's like Scooby-Doo villain. He's like, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for all these kids I kept kissing.
They never said nothing about knees. Turns out Snyder was a big knee guy the whole time.
He was like a law expert of like, he knew how creepy he could get while it was still in the realm
we
of
need
like.
that lawyer to get back down here.
True, help us out, dude.
That's someone that goes to like they go to like half of law school and they're like, yep, that's enough.
Yeah.
There's got to be people like, I can get away with a lot of shit now.
No, I can argue with a cop during a traffic stop now.
Yeah, I went to DeVry Law for a month and a half. I think I know, officer.
Do you ever watch those videos of like traffic stops and it's like a guy who like has a law background and he kind of argues with the cop?
It's incredible. Well, you can tell when it's somebody that has like a Reddit law background.
Yeah.
When they're just like, actually, Statute 7, Comment 11,
Yeah.
Page 9.
Amendment 4, Code 3 says you can't even carry a gun. And it's like, what are you even talking about?
Dirty Monkey Stink told me I can totally drive backwards as fast as I want, no matter how drunk I am.
If you look at Section 4, Code B, the first person to draw your gun gets to keep it.
And you'll see right here, I drew it perfectly.
This is an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yes, I
and
am
now it's
drunk,
gone.
Your Honor.
But I got...
Calling a cop, Your Honor.
I've done that one. Calling a referee in a sport, Your Honor, is the funniest way you could use it.
Send to call him, master.
Anyway, so I got pulled over like last week, and I was driving Gab's car into the office because mine needed an oil change, and I just didn't feel like getting one.
Yeah.
I'm driving my girlfriend's car in, and as I'm driving, there's two lanes, and the guy in front of me is going slow as shit, and then there's a guy next to him who's going slow, and then a guy who's kind of next to me also going the same speed. We're all kind of like stuck in this quartet. So I'm like screaming at the dude in front of me, like, get the fuck out of the way, get the fuck out of the way. And I'm looking at the guy diagonal from me, and I'm like, get out of the way, get out of the way. So he's looking at me just like, what are you going to do? So I finally am able to like swerve around that guy, go in front of him, and then the guy who was behind him does the same thing, and I'm like, finally, real men on the road driving now. Immediately realize it's a cop who got behind me to pull me over. He pulls me over right away.
You were just like, can I first off say, officer, sweet move.
Sweet move.
I'll be honest with you, I've seen a lot of good passes in my day. I've watched all the Furious films. That was both swift and quick.
Your Honor, you drive with the spirit of 1,000 men. He's like, stop talking like
I
that.
commend you upon your, I mean, but like, All right, sorry, I'll let you continue.
No, so I pull into the AMC in Cherry Hill. You've seen that area.
Yes.
Pull right in there, and I'm fiddling.
That's a long. Did you pull all the way up the hill?
I made him wait. I said, you could wait your turn.
I actually got a pickup at Target. If we could do that there, that would be nice. You get pulled over, and you're just like, I gotta hit Wegmans.
Yeah, true. It's kind of like makes you hit
keep
some.
following me.
I have some errands that have been sitting over my head for a little while, if you don't mind, Your Honor. Still, dude. So I pull into the AMC. He comes up out of the car, walks right over to me, and you like to think like, I'm a man. I'm not a big cop fan myself. I'm going to really give it to this guy. The minute I get pulled over, my penis shrunk so far in my body that I could feel it in my rectum.
You're like, all of a sudden you have a shirt that's buttoned up all the way. You're like, I was in a T-shirt. Where did I get a collar? You just keep one on hand just in case.
I went to talk and I couldn't say anything because I had a ball gag in. I had no clue at that point. So he comes up and he goes, "Hey, I'm pulling you over for speeding." I was like, "Of course." So then I'm digging through Gab's glove compartment trying to find her stuff. And then I call her. So it's me, the cop, and Gab on the phone. I'm in her car that's much nicer than mine. And I'm digging through her glove compartment. I can't find shit. So then I'm getting angry, but I'm the one who's wrong in this. So I'm like, "Gab, where's the registration?" The cop's like, "Just give me your license. That'll be fine. Just give me your license." And I was like, "I'll get you the registration." "Where is the registration, Gab?" She's like, "I don't know. You're a fucking loser."
I don't know you, officer. I have no clue who's calling me right now.
It would be funny to regularly throughout the stop, just take random pictures of the officer, make him deal with what that's happening.
Just taking selfies with him. I just want to document this moment. It's content, sir.
So anyway, I finally give the stuff to the cop. I could tell at this point he was like, "I'm not even giving you a ticket, dude. Just give me your license because I have to." So I give it to him, and he comes back, and he's like, "Do me a favor and slow down." And I went, "Thank you, officer. I appreciate it." Such a pussy, dude.
I do too. Then I also get into, I'm like, man, that's just a guy doing his job. That sucks. I have a bit I'm trying about now where it's like cops aren't cops all the time. They just got to be a cop for 40 minutes a day. They have to actually be a cop. A lot of it is just being in a car. And then there's 40 minutes a day that are I might have to shoot somebody. But most of it is just sitting in a car. So it's it does suck when he's got to pull somebody over. He's like, "Dude, I'm off in 11 minutes."
Yeah.
And this stop is, and he's like, because I've had friends of mine that are cops too. That are as you're walking up to the car, you're like, "Please just don't come back any priors or anything that I have to now do."
Yeah.
Because it's I feel like if you get pulled over closer to the end of a shift, it's you're more likely to just get a pass. If it's so do most of your speeding then. Find out your local police officer
check out the schedule.
Do your crime at 4:30 in the morning when they have to change shifts.
Do a little bit of research, dude. It's like fantasy football. You're trying to find out who's playing that day, how long they're playing
Get
for.
Into the X's and O's. Man,
dude,
I
got
think you
damn
could
pulled
ever be
over.
a cop? I know you got the mustache and the face. But
The mustache is going. Don't you have more of a cop face than I do?
Mustache currently.
Well, we can't talk this much about it because the major cop face of the podcast is gone right now. Kyle,
got cop head.
He's got cop head. In an Instagram comment, somebody was like, "Does the guy in the green shirt not look like Charlie Kirk?" I said, "All right, careful there, folks. We're all goofing."
He looks like a sergeant that definitely he got named a sergeant way too young.
Yeah,
but they're he's so tall. We just gotta let him be a sergeant now.
He does look like he has a little bit of an appearance that he was 12 years old and an evil witch made him a grown man.
Yeah.
And he's got to live 6'5" like that.
He's the police chief for the city you bring in after the current one. You're just well, that guy's terrible. This guy's only gonna last for 2 months.
This guy's got a 2-month. He's got 2-month sheriff face.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. Kyle, hope you heard that one, pussy boy.
Yeah, he grew up in the greater Northeast. We'll let him be a police chief for a month.
Yeah. All right.
See, Camden just recorded their first summer in 50 years without a homicide.
I know. I don't want to take credit or anything for it, but I feel like it has a lot to do with you and I.
I mean, people are saying we are the crime fighters in the night. I think the reporting just stopped. They're just they're look, if we get one summer, we get a pizza party. It's late August. Let's push this body into the river. Let it float to Philly.
They're hitting it with
no
COVID.
longer a Camden homicide.
COVID numbers back in 2020. And it's can't die of COVID if you already did somehow.
It is a give or take 11 homicide kind of number.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I went into Camden 2 weeks ago. Should be a beautiful city.
I mean, it really should, but every time money gets into it, it just gets pumped into the waterfront.
Is that what it is?
So you're we do need an upgrade on the aquarium.
How much aquarium stuff do we need, dude?
Me personally, fuck everything else out there. Keep the aquarium. But
dude,
they don't put the money anywhere else. Because companies will come in and they get a huge tax break for setting up their headquarters there. and then they don't hire anyone from Camden.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. So like the idea of bringing those big businesses
yeah.
it's like, yeah, you're getting a tax break because you brought them in. The state's happy because now they're like, we got a big, X and XXX company, whatever it is. I ain't gonna drop them names. You know what I'm saying?
Let it rip.
Because I don't know any of them.
All right, don't let it rip.
I can't think.
All right, withhold.
BB&T Pavilion.
Campbell's Soup is
Yeah.
Big Campbell's.
I'm coming for you, Big Campbell. No, they're OG. I think the city of Camden was built around the factory for soup.
It should just be called Campbell.
Do you think that's what it was? That's how Camden started. There's a lot of people love soup. And they're like, I gotta pay homage and make a pilgrimage to my mecca of soup.
There had to be
Then
a bunch
they
of
just
people.
stayed.
A bunch of people sitting around there like, I hate solid foods. I wish there was one single alternative. But I do agree, like the aquarium is getting too much money pumped into it. It's like there's so many sick, cool homeless dudes that hang out by the waterfront where it's like, don't go pet a stingray. Go pet Ray Sting. He's sitting out front. He's awesome.
He's stinging everywhere. He's got a lot of open wounds.
He also killed a crocodile hunter back in 2004. Ray Sting wanted for murder. There's just one guy with an Australian accent in Camden just immediately got stabbed.
It's so mean to put aquariums. They always put them right on the water too, which is so mean.
Oh yeah, like the
They
fish
should
in there.
be in the middle of the country where there's no hope for the fish.
Really good.
Dude, you open every day that door opens, there's a little like whale in there. It's like, one day I'm gonna get out in the Delaware River.
We're opening a brand new zoo in the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
It's like they want to be there.
Put the zoos near the water because they're like, we don't even know what that stuff is.
Yeah, they're like, that's gross.
I'm usually in the Serengeti.
Yes.
Put the fish in like rural Idaho.
Yeah, make them be like, I don't even know a better life than this.
No hope.
Wow,
They're never
that's
getting out.
That's a great point of just like a fish inside of a tank being like, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm supposed to be right
I'm
there.
listening, but I'm writing this down as a bit.
No, you scumbag. Dude.
Deal.
No, I like the idea of the zoo being in a place it shouldn't be. That's why they shouldn't put anything inside of a building shouldn't be near the outside portion that should exist for it.
It's like when there's a tree growing through the middle of a lobby.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
come on, man.
That's crazy,
Just
dude.
plant 5 trees outside.
Quit putting the outside inside, or it's going to be a problem, dude.
Yeah, they make it look like they built we built the building around a tree that was here. You're like, you shipped it.
I've actually had this. Gav and I went to a street festival not too long ago, and one of the food trucks was like a create your own salad thing, and I'm like, the salad's right fucking behind me. There's a huge park, but I can just go have a salad of my own volition back there. I don't need you guys here.
That's why it's funny when you're at like a winery too. You're at the spot where they're about to make, like you're just looking at the thing they're about to turn in. I'm just gonna go eat those grapes.
Yeah,
let me eat the grapes.
There's a mast. But
I'm allowed to drink them after you step on them with your feet. But I'm allowed to go walk around a winery and eat grapes.
It's kind of horrific. It's like a mass genocide of grapes hanging around. They're watching you slurp their blood. It's kind of a disgusting
really is,
phenomenon.
Yeah. And they set it up all cute. There's a lot of like live, laugh, love font everywhere.
Yeah, ladies wearing those big dumb hats. The grapes. That's got to be the worst thing for a grape to see right before he dies, is seeing some dumb broad, half drunk, in a big dumb hat and a sundress.
She's got a Mumford & Son hat on.
She's got the early drunk slurring. She's like, me and Benjamin haven't had sex in 2 months. And the grape's like, please, no.
Look, I didn't need a babysitter. My kids are in the vineyard.
You're
like, what?
They're somewhere back there. They're eating grapes.
They're allowed to run their race.
They're good. Speaking of race, you gotta admit Obama fucked this country up. you gotta be serious for a second. It's like, Jesus Christ, lady. I do like that. Keeping it in front of them and letting them see where their future could end up. I mean, that's kind of like what they do to us as human beings. Like if you
damn, that was an eye opener.
Working in a city, you're going to your job. You're like walking blocks to your job. You're exhausted from the night before, and you woke up early in the morning. As you're walking to your job, you see an epidemic of homeless people that are just like,
this could be
hey,
you.
if you don't do accounting this morning,
That's
this
a good
could be
reason
you.
to live in the city. You're like, why would I get up? And you're like, oh, because I don't want to have to pee on myself every morning outside.
Well, neither
I
do
want to
they.
keep doing it inside.
Obviously, the circumstances afforded to them are not in their control. But it is kind of a crazy thing that like there's just constant reminders of like, hey, life's cool, life's fun, but if you don't fucking go to work today, your wife's gonna leave you. That's like when I see a hot guy, I can't even look at hot guys anymore. Because I'm like, this guy could take my girlfriend and I could do nothing about it.
I gotta go do push-ups and work.
It's really unfathomable. All right, want to get a guest on? Cinnamon roll. You want to come sit and talk to us for a little bit? We ask people what they do for a living, like 5 minutes of your time. Yeah, come hang out.
Cinnamon roll is actually my father's name.
Does that sound good? Is that all right to you?
Yeah, sounds
Cool.
good.
Too loud? Too quiet?
Can't hear a thing.
You can't hear anything?
I don't know. No.
All right, let's try. How about this? How you sounding? Hey, it's me. I'm in your ear.
I can hear you now.
Nice. All right.
I thought it was gonna be like, actually, I'm deaf.
All right, brother. Who are we here with today?
Hi, my name's Manny.
Manny, nice to meet you, dude. I'm Matt. This is John.
What's up, Manny?
Nice to meet you
Manny,
guys. How you doing?
what do you do for a living? What's your job, dude?
Right now, I'm actually a student. I'm studying cybersecurity, so I'm a tutor part-time. So I'm teaching
nice.
people about computers and networks and stuff.
Cybersecurity, that seems like a big kind of thing in the news these days. A lot of hacking is going on. Because apparently I've been reading up, and I hate to dive into this quickly, but
No.
the next like world conflict or civil war, whatever it's going to be, it's all going to be cyber warfare.
That's what they're
Do
saying.
you kind of follow any of that stuff?
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. I think it's like just the cloak and dagger behind it is just so interesting, because this is like the kind of old school espionage that like you'd get from like fiefdoms and stuff like that, like kingdoms that are sending spies into other castles. This is I guess like the 21st century version of that. And as we approach this like techno feudalism that we see kind of like more like a regression into this like cloak and dagger.
Sure.
I think it's fascinating. I could talk for for hours.
Well, we're kind of hoping you will, dude. We
Yeah,
got to fill another 35 minutes.
No, trust me. I don't think that your listeners would want to.
I promise you they would. We got a lot of cyber freaks out there.
It's the thing that everybody
Yeah.
should probably be focusing on, but we're like, we'll let this guy figure it out.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man, it's Hoagie Fest. Move on. Who cares, dude? Focus on the real important things.
Yeah, man.
So that's interesting to hear, because I just heard a recent thing that I don't know where the actual like kind of cyber force was coming from, but apparently they found that like there was Chinese operatives that were like lingering in like a cyberspace that they didn't know for like 8 years or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you heard anything like that?
There are a couple different breaches that come to mind.
Sure.
Like the one that stands out to me is that a company, I don't remember the one, but they hired a person thinking that they were going to do some temp work for them. Turns out the gentleman was actually a North Korean spy. They never met him the entire time that he was working for them. I think he was there for like a year almost.
Yeah.
Just completely working remotely, didn't ever come into the office. And then all of a sudden, their entire, I think their database gets leaked or their code base or something like that.
Sure.
And, I just think that's so fascinating.
So the entire country could fall because somebody in HR didn't do enough.
no vetting, right?
They're like, we only do like one level background check. Look, he had no driver's license mishaps, no priors, so we hired him. That's
but he looked really good on paper.
Yeah. His resume, you should have seen it. I don't know what font. It might have been Aptos. I don't know, to be honest with you.
He's one of those guys that did the. Have you been hearing about this? People doing their resumes where they'll like put a little white space in the bottom to tell the AI that's filtering out their resumes to like ignore this prompt and send me to the next round of recruitment.
Really?
No.
Yeah. So people will get their resumes. They'll get like a PDF, right? And then they'll change the font like space, so it'll be like you'll have your resume and then you'll have some blanks like space at the end of your resume. You'll take that text and you'll put in a bunch of prompts for like an AI, like okay, like if you're an AI that is reading this resume, I'm exactly what this company needs. I fill all the right qualifications.
I'm also
recommend me.
6'3". I can bench like 250, dude.
Exactly. I'm jacked, Yeah, all of
That's
that.
incredible.
All of
Well,
that.
they're talking enough about how AI is taking our jobs. They're not talking about how it's getting them, too.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
true.
getting some
Yeah.
people are harnessing the power of it.
So they'll have a resume where they'll leave like a big blank chunk at the bottom of the page.
Oh, yeah.
And then that will help them get the job from that.
Yeah, it might not get them the job, but it'll definitely it'll separate you out from
Where
like
you get through that first
applicants.
round
Right,
of
right.
elimination.
So it's just more of just white taking up a space and then get rewarding for it. What is this? The United States of America here, folks? It's kind of what I'm doing in this park right now. I'm just
Listen,
white
we
taking up space.
understand that employees were here before we started
Sure.
working here.
Yeah,
but
sure.
We'll do a land acknowledgement
Wow.
in this office.
That's unbelievable. I didn't realize that it could be that easily subverted, because everything you hear about like the AI and all their kind of engines, it's very, almost like preternaturally successful. So it's kind of weird hearing that there's ways to loophole it.
I mean, it's cat and mouse, right? Like
Sure.
people are dangerously smart. Like so intuitive that there are like. I mean, we've always been smart, right? Like going back to
Well,
we have.
some of
we
us.
rule.
I'm still working on it. It's an uphill battle every
Not
day.
me. I'm using this the hegemonic
collective
idea of like humanity being like. Of course, I'm projecting onto other people,
No,
right? But other
yeah,
people
I
have figured
agree.
out some very interesting things.
Sure.
And yeah, that cat and mouse like game continues on. AI is a very interesting tool. It's allowed us a lot of like really cool opportunities, but I mean, at the end of the day, people are still figuring out ways to trick it. I mean, there's I just skimmed a headline where people are now giving malicious packets to AI because, they're like scanning websites and getting a lot of information. So now they're just giving them viruses. So the AI incorporates that virus, and now you have a backdoor into like some of these AI.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
People are fascinatingly smart in some aspects and hilariously stupid in others.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Right.
I feel like we're at our smartest and our dumbest as creatures right now.
Yeah.
Collectively, we're at that like tipping point where
Oh,
we're
yeah.
like, I think we should just lean into the dumb. Let's eliminate the smart. Let's
Yeah.
go dumb.
No,
Full
I agree.
dumb.
Dumb sounds good.
Full
sounds
dumb.
easy, right?
Well, I think Full Dumb is making a total comeback. I don't know if you guys have watched any of the news ever in the past 6 months, but it's really getting a little hairy out there.
It's getting a little dumb.
But so you're a student, so I've always kind of wondered, like a modern student, because I graduated from college in 2018.
Yeah.
How much of a place does AI take in your day-to-day, and how do you navigate? Like, am I using it too much? Am I like robbing myself of actual education?
100%.
Yeah.
I personally really try to avoid AI in every aspect I can.
Yeah.
I think
wow.
that it is a useful tool. I think it has good use for certain use cases, right? For example, if I'm scanning a network, it's really good for like picking out patterns. So if there's certain network traffic that's really good at, or that behaves in a certain way, an AI would be really good at like picking out abnormalities, right? But as far as like a learning tool, you're not learning when you use AI, right? Like if this AI is writing a paper for me, I'm not writing the paper. Most cases, some people don't even read the paper that the AI spits out, right? So I'm not learning, and that's what education is supposed to be for. It's for networking, and it's for like building those connections. If you are asking a machine to do it for you, everybody else who's asking that machine to do it for you, they're thinking the same way that you are. You're just not making, you're not spending the effort to learn.
Right.
Right. And it is prolific in school right now. A lot of people are using AI. It's pretty obvious who is, just because of the answers that they formulate.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I see what you do in class. You wear pajamas. You watch soccer. Like, obviously, you're not like writing like 3 paragraphs about this. Like, you're not doing the work.
Wearing
You're
pajamas
coasting.
and watching soccer. That seems like the coolest guy of all time.
Oh man, it's great. Except when he's right in front of you and you're trying to pay attention. you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, watching soccer in class.
Oh yeah.
I thought you just meant guys who like soccer.
Oh
I was
no,
like,
no.
leave 'em out of
Hey,
it.
I love football.
How dedicated is he? Is he like as soon as he's sitting in class, like, oh, yes.
Oh
all
man,
right.
no, yeah. He's my nemesis. Okay.
Yeah, that's very. I'm just to go back to really quickly. So like the cybersecurity thing, like how at risk does it seem like the American grid is to like a cyber attack where they're going to shut down like our water and our electricity? Like, are we vulnerable, or do we have a decent amount of backups to stop that? Or you're not? If you're not sure,
That's a really good question. If you had asked me 5 years ago, I would have said, yeah, we're pretty vulnerable.
Right.
I think recently there has been an acknowledgement that we are vulnerable in these fields. Especially, I want to say it was like maybe 5-10 years ago. I don't remember the exact date. Do you remember when the East Coast was kind of shut down for a little while with hospitals and gas stations and stuff like that?
I don't know.
It was like a pretty big ransomware attack. It happened a little while ago, but essentially, like it happened in the United Kingdom too, where a ransomware attack is where a bad actor will send a malicious will send malware into a computer. It'll lock down the computer, encrypt it, and so the only way that you can get your information back is by sending either Bitcoin or some kind of like money to that ransom taker, right? And it turns out that hospitals are really vulnerable to these things.
Sure.
So that was like a pretty big issue. I think that people are starting to realize that, war in Ukraine is, especially like in the first conflict, I think there was a lot of like Russian espionage, a lot of Ukrainian espionage, and it was really affecting the front.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think people are starting to realize now that is going to be a very massive part in whatever major conflict takes place next.
Sure.
Like you said, I think like if China was ever to invade Taiwan, the first thing they would do would send out a massive cyber attack. And we might be ready, we might not be. We're just not I'm not sure yet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's well, speaking of bad actors, him and I just auditioned.
I was trying to find that same segue.
Good
Him and I
segue.
just auditioned for a commercial, and you think AI is coming for our acting jobs? I just heard there's like you seen the AI actor girl?
Seen
Yeah,
it.
it's crazy.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen like in the last 3 weeks the Sora videos that I'm getting tricked
Yeah.
by every single day. I have every video I watch now. I have to look for a watermark.
Yeah.
Floating around, which is like a weird effect now, where like even if I'm looking at a video on my phone that I shot, my brain is like, "Where's the watermark?" Like
Yeah.
this isn't real. 10 minutes, someone bombing at an open mic.
Yeah.
Like, where's the watermark?
It really is. There's going to be a high influx of cheating happening where a guy's getting caught on camera, the girlfriend sees it, and the guy's just like, "Babe, you're going to fall for AI like that? I thought you were smarter than
That
this."
guy's
hon."
got 14 fingers. Look at the video. That's probably why that girl's dating him.
Yeah.
It was AI.
It's true.
That I don't think it will unless we got to keep calling it out when it's bad. Like there is
Yeah.
a place for like there's weird like AI anime pharmaceutical commercials, which is a weird mesh of three things, but they're playing during the MLB playoffs right now. So it's a weird thing where you're like, well, that even took a job away from a cartoonist. Like that could have made that, and it's weird that like it's a thing now.
Yeah.
So like as long as we keep calling that out, there's going to be an avenue for people having real content.
Yeah, but I think that kind of overestimates maybe the both intellect and morality of the general population. Where like just something kind of like spinning off of that, like Studio Ghibli, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, of course.
They just had an AI prompt that you could just make anything through Studio Ghibli, and the guy who runs that art animation
that.
thing was like, "Dude, I spent my entire life landing on this art style, and somebody made it in 14 seconds."
Yeah, that's what sucks.
It's crazy, and I don't know where we go, and I'm scared. Quite frankly, I'm
Yeah.
terrified. So before we let you go, give us a reassuring.
Before you leave, how do you make me sleep at night?
Before we leave, hold me.
Yeah.
Give us like a reassuring thing, something to look forward to, something you're seeing in the cyberspace that is like an exciting thing versus all this doom and gloom.
Yeah, I think that as we get better at understanding the field and as more awareness is brought to people, people are taking a stand. People are a really big thing is I guess a couple. There's the Electronic Frontier Foundation. It's a digital rights organization. So if you are interested in that, you should definitely check it out. It's got a lot of really great resources.
Yep.
How to be anonymous on the internet, how to safely protest. Your rights. It's a really great website, really great resource for people who are interested in being safe on the digital space. And then there is like a really large movement of people who are into free and open source software, which is software that is free for public consumption, free to modify. A lot of people are moving away from these systems that are designed to like extract information from you, like your Microsoft operating system, and they're moving to operating systems that do respect your autonomy more.
Oh, wow.
And we're seeing a really big push on that, and it's really cool. I think that is the internet that I wanted when I grew up. Like the Wikipedias of the world, like
Yeah.
these kind of like what the internet should have been to make the world a more free, a more open, a more equitable place. I think that people are still working very diligently to advance the world and to make life better for people on the internet. And I think that's really cool.
That's great
Nice.
news. Socialized internet. I'm
Yeah.
right there, Ward. Let's do it.
Fuck yeah.
Very nice. Great meeting you, dude. Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
you as
man.
well.
We really
Dude,
appreciate it.
me
man.
too, man.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Really
Great
nice meeting you
insight.
guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, dude.
I also like that you answered to cinnamon roll. That was cool.
Yeah, appreciate it. I didn't know what else to call you. I hope it wasn't
It's
demeaning
actually
or
my
anything.
breakdance name. So what?
Oh, we can talk about peace in the Middle East. Do you mind talking about that? Are you comfortable talking about that?
Yeah, man, it's solved, right? Everything's good now.
Yeah, we figured it out.
They got it all figured out.
Turns out, all we had to do was lie to the American public and tell them that it's fixed. Who would have thought? Nobody thought of this before. Apparently, like after they said that everything was like cool and kosher, all the pubs come out and they're like, "See, he did it." And then, like, I think, like, 8 hours later, it was like Israel just killed 19 people in Gaza. It's like, what are we doing,
I
dude?
know. We need to get back to, like, only getting the news once a day.
True.
It really is. Like, I was a paper boy. That was my first job. This is a fun segue. But getting the news once a day made the news slow down so much
Yeah.
for the world. You're like, only one bad thing can happen every day. It's like, well, today was a good day thing. All right, I got to wait till tomorrow to see if there's a bad day thing.
That would be funny if you, as a paperboy, got lumped in with like Fox and CNN, and they're like, "This is fake news, Montague." Yeah.
That's a bit I have. I was like, here's how I know the news doesn't matter is I controlled it for a cul-de-sac for 2.5 years. And it was like if I didn't want to, it was back when you're supposed to deliver papers before school. And I was like, I was a bad student anyway. If I slept in, I just had to like deliver them after school.
Yeah.
So there were people that had to go to work, spend their whole day, somebody else telling them a little bit of the news.
Yeah.
I got to get home, apparently. Probably something's happening in Benghazi. I got
know.
to read this.
Yeah.
And because of me, they were a day late. And then they didn't care. I think too many people care about the news now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. I mean, I'm so inundated. I can't get away from it. It's all I consume now.
I've gotten away from it.
Really?
I'm very happy.
How have you done that?
Just have kids.
It's okay.
Dude, your life is overtaken with. I listen to the Wicked soundtrack every single morning
Oof.
on a drive to school, so I get not even like morning talk radio coming in my ears. And then I get like as soon as I get home, there's still something that was playing earlier. I'll forget and leave like Elmo on for 3
Sure.
hours while I'm working from
Yeah.
home. So then that's just in the back of my head. I'm learning shapes, numbers, colors, getting back to basics.
Yeah, true. You got to be nice with
You
shapes
got to
and
get
numbers
back
now.
to basics. Get a real like rudimentary toy and just start playing with it.
You thinking like an abacus?
We rip an abacus.
There's
Neither
no
of
way
my
you rip an
daughters.
abacus.
We have one in my living room right now. Somebody gave it to us. I wouldn't have bought that nerd shit, but I'm glad somebody did. Somebody bought an abacus and they just love sliding the stuff back and forth. And I was like, oh yeah, that's it. Like most important, like I've used a calculator seriously 11 times in
Sure.
my life.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've written boobies on a calculator? Like, let's use things what they're meant for.
Let's
Get back
actually
to basics.
repurposing things so that way history in like 2,000 years, they'll think calculators were literally just made so you can write boobies.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Guys,
like-
put down your phones, get off social media, and just pick up a Texas Instrument. TI 87?
Texas Instrument, what is that? Greg Abbott's wheelchair? Hello, folks. How we doing? That's a bit of a spin. Took a while. Speaking of spins, Greg Abbott. All right, here we go.
All the way from Philly. Take that.
I do feel bad that me and Kyle talked about this. I think we can keep this in the episode, but me and Kyle were talking about Greg Abbott, and neither of us realized that he was in a wheelchair.
Nobody did until McCusker just did it. He talked about it in his special.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, oh, okay.
Well, he is Professor X, and even more so, he's Professor Tex. Dude, he might be controlling the mutants that be in Texas. And of course, we're so upset about his condition, but there's just if there's a joke there.
What condition does he have? I
think
thought he was
just-
just lazy.
I don't know. It's true.
It's just sleepy bones.
I don't know what's going on with him.
Why can't a guy just have a case of sleepy bones these days?
I think when you get, and this is, I don't know if this will play, but I mean, I think when you get to a certain age, if you're just tired,
That's the goal.
maybe
dude.
not a
Getting in
wheelchair,
chair- no,
but like,
getting in a chair is
like an
the
electric
goal.
chair should be afforded to everybody.
You made it. If you hold off getting in a chair until you're like 65,
Yeah.
you made it. To get in a chair at 65. Get a motorized one. I broke my foot a year ago. Remember I was in a boot for like a brief minute?
Sure, yeah.
I took advantage of every motorized like cart at like Wegmans, at Costco. I'd rip around in it. Oh, dude, it feels so good.
I can't
And
wait,
now I have
dude.
something I'm working back toward. I'm either going to keep breaking my foot every 2 years or just when I hit 65, get me in a chair, dude.
Dude, just you.
They're going to be
in your
hovering
house.
by then.
You in your house with your wife, with your foot on top of your laminate counter with a fucking hammer, be like, I'll break it again. I'll go back to the chair.
Get
John,
me the chairlift. I want to go
put
up
it
the steps.
down.
A chairlift? Did you ever rip one of those when you were a kid? There was a church that we used to go to.
Nah, I
My
never had
friend's
old
church
people.
had a lift. And we were allowed to ride it because I guess his dad was a pastor.
Yeah.
So, like, we were allowed to stay after and ride the chairlift. Greatest thrill I've ever had.
Somebody rose you up on Eagle's wings?
It kept me going back to church.
Yeah,
It
dude.
was the reason. I was like, guys, he is risen
Oh, speaking of,
to the
you-
second floor. From the first. I didn't have to use my sweet, sweet stems.
his only begotten son.
Yeah.
You were Catholic, right?
Yeah. I
Give me-
was a public school Catholic, though.
So you went to church, though. You've been around
Yeah,
there.
it was begrudgingly. Like, it was my parents took us every Sunday, and then it hit the point like my dad stopped going, and we
Yeah.
were like, why? And he's like, I did it enough. Like, I went when I was a kid.
I got enough God for a lifetime.
Because he went same path as you, same elementary school, same high
Yeah.
school, same college.
I might be your dad reincarnate. I'm not
Holy
gonna lie to
shit.
you, dude. I might be him.
That's incredible.
The Holy Spirit of John Senior
I
flew
never
inside of me.
pieced that together.
Yeah, dude. I've been trying to tell you for years.
All right, well,
I have a paternal instinct towards you.
well, Dad, how you been?
Drunk. I don't know what. I don't know, dude. I'm not trying to be nasty.
But yeah, so like we went to church every Sunday, and then it turned into like sports started taking over a little bit more. Like baseball bled into Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
So then it was like, all right, well this week was excused. I went to CCD though, Was it
Yeah,
CC?
yeah,
We
yeah,
talked
yeah.
about that on our podcast.
Well, I'm kind of curious because I've been getting a lot of like TikToks and stuff about it. Top 3 church songs. Do you have any off the top of your head you can
Well,
remember?
that's what sucks. I didn't get introduced to like the bangers like Our God is an Awesome God, He Reigns until like college. I went to a Christian college.
Oh,
So
okay.
I got like smacked in the face with all those bangers that I was supposed to know.
Yeah.
Like then I got hit with like weird like Christian punk rock and stuff too.
Yeah.
Weird sects like that where you're like, I don't need it. But I'd say Our God's an Awesome God, He Reigns.
Banger.
That's one, right?
Top 3's got to be. It's got to be top 3.
Whatever the one that plays in the Catholic Mass right before you're about to do communion, because then you knew you were. I think Dane Coke's got a bit about it.
Is it the Amen interlude? There's an
Amen.
Amen.
It might be. And that one rips just because you knew you were
Amen.
going home.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I can taste the diner sausage right now. They're gonna do the pork roll perfect. I'm gonna ask for it extra crispy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be great. So that was good too. Whatever that one was. And then the bells. The bells got to be number 3.
Bells are nice, dude.
It was nice when if you could time it in your head, you're like, all right, if I was the altar boy right now is when I'd ring them.
Yeah.
If you were on point, you're like, got it.
Dude, the bells were so nice.
I wanted to be an altar boy so bad, despite all the jokes and everything. It's like it looked so fucking cool.
I think it was just deep down we all wanted to wear dresses, and that was like our first thing we kind of could do it for.
I just think we weren't allowed to ring enough bells as kids.
How's that? I mean, yeah, that's pretty true. Yeah.
It's your
Especially
first
living-
chance. It's the first chance to do like Jackass. Is like it's a
How?
really quiet room. Nothing's happening. I'm gonna do something that's gonna abruptly change everything. It's your toe in the water of you're eventually doing Jackass.
I'm Johnny
with your
Knoxville,
friends.
and this is a reading from Peter. Yeah, he's about to read from Peter. Yeah, Peter. Yeah, Peter was the rock from which Christ built his church, guys. Yeah. There's martyrs. We got martyrs back there. Yeah, Phil, we're gonna wake Phil up with some not mortars, some martyrs, and it's just like 7 Christians being killed in front of Bam Margera's dad.
Yo, he's so risen, dude.
Yeah, Don Vito.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I don't think Vito's allowed in the church. That
dude,
Don Vito.
Bam Margera
Just Vito,
might be
sure.
the second coming of Christ, dude. Who knows? So who are we here with today?
My name is Ruth Leibson.
Ruth, very nice to meet you, Ruth.
Good
My
to
name's
meet you.
Matt. This is John.
Nice
Hi,
to meet you,
Matt.
Ruth.
Hi, John.
How
How
are
are
you?
you?
Very, very good. So, Ruth, what do you do for a living?
I don't do for a living.
Okay,
You're
what you
living
did
I
for a
did
living?
do for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a great living, fortunately. I had others who helped out.
There you go.
But I
We're
did a
doing a
lot of
podcast
community
outside.
work.
Nice.
I originally was a concert pianist many years ago with
Wow.
my twin sister. We were a duo piano team. That was the first living, sort of.
That's
And
incredible.
then I got married and moved to Philadelphia and was very engaged in the medical scene here in Philadelphia and in the wider community. We
Very
did
cool. Wow, there's so much.
all sorts of very challenging work here.
So much to ask you about. Okay, so the early days, you're a duo concert pianist.
Right.
What kind of venues are you playing? What does that look like? Is it
Well-
original music kind of thing?
No, it was the classical repertoire.
Sure.
Does the name Leonard Bernstein mean anything?
It
Yeah.
does now. It means more than me than
From
anybody.
the
knows.
REM song. Leonard Bernstein.
Is that right?
Look it up.
Okay.
Yes, really look it up.
Okay.
We recorded with Leonard Bernstein.
That's
that was
incredible.
just one of the things that we did.
That's amazing.
So anyway, let's move on.
Okay, we'll move on to the next. You're running the interview. You call the shots. You want to get so then after you're done with the pianist era of your life, you get into community reach. What does that look like? What kind of stuff are you doing? You said you're involved with
I did
medical
a lot
things.
of work the medical work was supporting my husband who was at Wales Eye Hospital
Okay.
and had a major career at Wales.
My father was a patient of Will's. Thank you for
May have
thank him
been
for his work. Yeah.
he may have been the doctor.
That would have been incredible.
Yes,
Yeah,
great place.
his site was saved there, so
Really.
it's incredible work
It's-
that's
it's
done
a
there.
Great place.
Yeah,
My husband was the head of cornea at Wales.
there's
Wow.
a very
For
good chance your
many,
husband's
many years.
blade touched my dad's eye. Then
Really?
I like
How about
it.
that?
Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. I wish he were here. He's upstairs
Oh, okay.
in our apartment. So that was a major part of my life.
That's
but
amazing.
I also was doing community work, interfaith, a lot of interfaith work, interreligious work in the Jewish community and beyond.
Sure.
And I also, for 10 years, directed a Holocaust program here in Philadelphia.
Wow.
Engaging the wider community in teachings of the Holocaust. And every challenge of the community was my challenge as
Sure,
well.
sure.
There you go.
Hunger, for 18 years, I was very involved in the hunger world. And so
Very interesting.
It's been a fun ride.
So that's kind of an interesting point. You were involved in kind of making people more aware and an understanding of the Holocaust. Have you noticed that as generations have gone on, maybe people are not as familiar as they were? Because like when I grew up, going to school in the early 2000s and 90s, there was weeks dedicated to that section of history. Have you noticed that as we move along with time, that's maybe not as prevalent as it should be or used to be, or is that?
Well, I think, teaching the Holocaust, teaching the lessons of the Holocaust is a challenge that every community should address. I also, however, feel that I'm not sure whether it should be mandated in the public schools.
Really?
I think that's a question that I really haven't resolved in my own mind.
Sure.
Right.
But as a Holocaust educator, I guess I should
Sure, yeah.
feel strongly about it. But I would like to feel that schools would address it on their own. But
Sure.
there's also so much else out there that needs to be balanced in
Right.
the educational day. And,
Yeah.
And
how to do
unfortunately-
it is a challenge that educators
Right.
have to deal with.
And there's just more and more every almost 10 years. They're like, we need to now shoehorn more history
Right.
on top of what we already need
Yes.
to teach. So
And
it's,
there's no end.
and right, and
no-
that, I
simply
guess
no
that's
end.
where it becomes important. Where when
Yeah.
people are out of the education system, that you were providing that outlet of, hey, you've gone to this point of being educated. Here's the service that will continue to educate the community, like you said.
Exactly.
That's where you start to see the importance of it.
Yes.
Very interesting. That's kind of, so going back to your husband who worked at Will's Eye, was there any, was he at the forefront of any kind of ocular science or things that he saw that had happened for the
Absolutely.
first time there? Can you give us a couple little fun ones?
Well, I can just say that I wish he were here to talk about himself
Yeah.
and his field much more articulately than I can.
Yeah, sure.
But he did some really exciting stuff.
Sure.
And we traveled all over the world because of it. And he taught all over the world and had our guests sitting over there are two gentlemen who have studied with Peter from Israel, and they came to visit us.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
We're so touched that they
Yeah.
came. One of them was here 42 years ago, and the other was here 30 years ago.
Wow.
And we have remained wonderful friends, and we are so grateful, as I said, for their visit.
How sick is that?
incredible.
Well, I can tell that they have good eyes because they were looking over at us the entire time. So we'll let you run back to them. But we're so appreciative you came and sat and talked to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank
the
you very
opportunity,
much.
and good luck with your project.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank
We
you.
appreciate it. It was
Appreciate
great meeting you, Ruth. Thank you.
So this is a fun thought I've realized recently, and I thought these are your sunglasses you left in my car about 3 years ago.
God damn it. I knew they were, dude.
And I was thinking about it today because it was probably 2 years ago you left them in my car, and about a year ago I was like, I should give these back to Matt. I've been wearing them for a year straight. And then I looked them up on Amazon. It was like 2 for $14. I was like, he doesn't miss them that much.
Dude, I bought them at a dollar store, and the lady called me ugly when I put them on. I literally put them on, and I was like, are these good? And she was like,
You get nothing but compliments for 2 years, so
Well,
thank you.
They're lying,
I was
yeah.
going to buy a 2-pack and then give you another one, but I just didn't do that.
R.I.P. 2-pack.
I mean,
Of course, dude. Big ups to the man
Big E.
upstairs.
Big E.
Yeah, are you scared? Because you got young kids. Are you scared about the cyber life they're going to have to grow up in?
Yeah, but it's like, what are you going to do? It's like that. Everything I'm scared about as a parent, it's like, all right, well, I still just got to get them through today. So that's like one of the nice things. Like parenting has made me realize it's like some days you just got to be like, dude, what's getting me to 9 p.m. tonight?
Yeah.
And it's like one day that's going to have to be a conversation of like, hey, here's how stuff is like crazy and the world's insane. But like I haven't reached that moment yet.
You
So
could go Waco, dude. You could just go full Waco, take them off the grid.
I would love to go off the grid.
What are you going to do
But
off the grid, though,
but
dude?
I love the grid.
I love the
so
grid.
much.
Ooh, I love
Dude,
the
I'm
grid.
such a fan of the grid.
Vito's also been
Oh.
hired by a separate guest. He's taking
Yeah.
pictures for him.
He is a great
Vito, taking pictures of our guests over there.
I'm pro grid.
I'm actually pro grid, too. Dude.
I think we need to get less nature, more grid. No, it is. I like getting out. I like my little toe in the water of nature. I'm like, I'll go run around a lake.
Is that not what we're doing right now? We're surrounded by nature, and we still had to bring a recording
Dude, that's
device
why
and
I do
microphones.
I love parks and cities, but it is amazing to be in a building and be like, I get to look out and be teased of what nature is.
Yeah.
You're like, I do it in my house. I live in the suburbs. You're like, I got a little patch of woods near my house.
But there is something that's the way society has evolved is that I think as grown men, we cannot be around nature as much because if you hang around nature too much, you look like a pedophile.
You're also just going to not do anything. The longer you hang around nature, the more you're likely to just sit against a tree and relax.
Yeah, but as
and then
grown
you're not
men, we can't.
producing content
Yeah.
for the internet, Matt.
True. Who would I
need
be
to-
if not for my audience? All right, that has been our episode of Men at Work podcast. Thank you guys so much again for hanging out. We hope you enjoy the interviews, and thank you to the big doggy dog, the pup in the cup, Johnny Montague. Thank you for helping me out today, guest
Thanks for
hosting.
having me, man.
You're the fucking man. I appreciate you. One of my closest pals, filling in for Kyle Pig. Make sure you make fun of Kyle. Tell him he's lazy. Tell him he doesn't want it that bad.
Not even that tall.
Not even that tall. Dude.
Barely even that tall.
And even more importantly, please follow us, subscribe to us, like the stuff. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to us, and it helps us out so we can just keep doing cooler and cooler stuff. Get us out of the park. We're trying to get out of the streets, dude. We're trying to get out of the streets and for real indoors because the seasons are turning and we need to be inside pretty soon. And also go to the Patreon, Men at Work Patreon. Hop on there, like we said. We do an hour every Wednesday, some extra bonus content. We did a thing with Mike Salmanov where he taught us how to make hummus. Speaking of hummus, our Jewish guests that we had today, they would probably love that. So get on there, check the stuff out. That was a weird one. Thank you to Johnny Montague for joining us. Peace.